Hey, what's up, everybody? Diego and Ryan here. So we have a treat for you. We have Marco and Jenny Chaidez, who are on HGTV. Please tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Marco. I flip houses on HGTV, and I love actually real estate investing with my wife, Jenny Chaidez.
So my name is Jenny Chaidez, born and raised in Ireland. I am now living the dream in Southern California, flipping houses on HGTV with my husband Marco. We own a real estate investment firm in Orange County. Mac buys houses.
I have a question for you guys, because again, I'm interested because I have already had friends that they want to get into it, and they're like, "Oh my God, we need to flip houses. I'm a contractor. I got money. I can do this." So for somebody who's just getting into the business, like, where would you even start to look for a house that could be rehabbed?
Well, the first thing I would say for someone who's getting started is first get close together with real estate agents that are active in the real estate market. Start to find out where the deals are at so that you can go ahead and narrow down where your market's going to be. Start with that and just go step by step. The problem that I see a lot of first-time rookie investors make is they try to figure everything out so quickly, and they can be completely overwhelmed with so much information. So I would say maybe get a mentor, get a coach that's going to help you simplify things and just go one step at a time.
And if I can add to that, I would say align yourself with active investors, real estate agents, or investors that are actively flipping in the market. So you want to like partner up with them, you want to shadow them, you want to pick their brain, ask them, hey, how did you get started? What are you doing? And explain. Like I started off as a transactional real estate agent, then a broker. Now I'm just strictly a real estate investor. So I tell people, don't use your license for just one thing. Use that license to create generational wealth, buy homes, invest homes, fix and flip, Airbnb, short-term rentals, long-term rentals. So align yourself with investors that are actually flipping homes. Thank you.
Spoken amazingly by one of our NAREP board of directors. So she's also a board of directors for Orange County, like myself. So we're talking about building generational wealth. We're talking about Latitude. Now, at Latitude, we have a lot of realtors. Let's say I'm a new agent and I want to get into flipping. What's the first step?
The first step would be to really make the decision that this is what you're going to go ahead and pursue, and then figure out what are the proper steps to take and not try to figure everything out on your own. So get with someone who's maybe doing what you would like to do, and then become friends with them, bring value to them, get to pick their brain a little bit and explain to them, hey, I like what you're doing. I see what you're doing. How can I get started? And so I would say align yourself with the right people that are already doing what you would like to do, and then become friends, bring value to them. And through that process, you'll be able to understand and learn how they do it, what they do, and how they make their money.
I think that's great advice. Mentors.
Absolutely. So I have a question for you. The current market is shifting, and people are wondering, is it still a good time to flip a house?
Yes, it is. It is always a great time to flip a house, but here's the secret. You have to buy smart. You make your money on the buy, right? So it's always a good time to buy a house and flip a house, but you have to buy smarter right now, and you have to have a little bit more of a margin. So yes, people are freaking out and they're like, we're in a market shift. And I tell people we are in a market shift. What does that mean? You got to shift how you do your business. You have to shift your mindset, change your market, change your mindset, change how you do things. So yes, it's always a great time to buy a house, to flip a house, but you got to buy smarter, and you got to make sure you have that margin. So you're going to sit on the market a little bit longer than we did 30, 60 days ago. So buy smarter. But yes, it's always a great time to flip a house.
Okay, so I got one more question for you guys. What led to getting onto HGTV?
HGTV was a huge surprise for us. It came out of nowhere. We came to California not knowing anybody, not having a business, and just really starting to build a company. And believe it or not, it all started with social media. And I'll let Jenny tell you the story.
So we came to California 5 years ago from Vegas, and we left everything in Vegas, all our family behind. We wrapped up our everything. Anyway, we came to California. We had no friends, no family. We started from the absolute bottom. So we started putting ourselves out there on social media. Like, listen, this is who we are. We're Marco and Jenny Chaidez. We have a brokerage in Vegas. We're real estate investors. We know how to flip houses. We're cash buyers. We can close deals in 10 days. And ad came on for Flipping 101. I submitted my application to the production company and said, I want to be on your show. Here's my resume. And they called me like, are you trying to be on Flipping 101 or do you guys want your own TV show? I said, well, both. Right? So yeah, so that started. It was being here in California, just putting myself out there, letting people know who I am, what I do. And I don't know anybody here in California. I'm here to make a name for myself. I'm here to build my business. I have 3 kids, and I'm here to show them what you can do if you really put your heart and soul into everything. I submitted the application. We interviewed with the Pie Time Productions, and we got a call. And we were on HGTV season 2 last year, and now we're filming again for season 3.
Congratulations, you guys.
So if I can add something to it, it's always believe in yourself. Don't be afraid. Don't overthink. Put yourself on social media. It is the best platform that you can do. And just raise awareness of who you are, what your company does, and what you're trying to do. So believe in yourself. Lose the fear. Don't overthink, and just do it.
That's amazing, you guys. We're definitely going to have you guys on the podcast. So tune in for that, you guys. Now, where can the people find you guys on social media?
Yeah, very easy. Just go to my Instagram. It's mchaidez2014. You can follow me there, or on TikTok, Marco Chaidez777.
Where can we find you?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Jenny Chaidez. On Facebook is Jenny Chaidez. I'm on TikTok, Jenny Chaidez, or call me direct 702-349-2609.
All right, we're here with James Olvera of Keller Williams in Chino Hills. How's it going, man?
Good, man. Thank you for having me on the podcast.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you here. So you were just telling me about your social media posts. What's going on with that?
Yeah, with the market shift, we're just trying to find creative ways to get helpful information to buyers and sellers, but also to promote listings. So this morning we just, an agent and friend of mine, we just posted a video for an open house we're hosting tomorrow. We did kind of a spin on the Corona Find Your Beach. So it's on my Instagram, my first and last name, James Olvera, with an underscore at the end.
I love that. And you were doing a Top Gun thing in July?
Yeah, we also did one in this past July. It's pinned on my profile as well. We did like a Top Gun promo as well on that one. That was a lot of fun to film. So you can check that out as well on my Instagram as well.
Oh, I love that. Is there any certain events you've been to so far or anything you're looking forward to here at Latitude?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the main sessions have been so good. I mean, they've just been really great information. I'm also looking forward to the breakout sessions this afternoon. Looking forward to learning a little bit more about social media and marketing in this afternoon. So, yeah, just taking it all in, trying to take as much notes as I can. It's a lot of information. There's a lot of people here as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're excited about the social media event that's just about to start pretty soon, right?
Yeah, 2:45. So.
Oh, awesome. We're in the perfect position for it. We're at the NAREP Mixer for Orange County right here. Great people, great opportunity to make network connections. It's just been phenomenal so far. Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. Have you been eating anything good lately around here?
A little bit. I mean, we checked out the restaurant down here, but I haven't had a chance to check out too much just yet. Probably going to check out one of the local places to eat a little later on with some family.
Right on. Right across the street is Eddie V's. We had smoked old fashions last night. They are awesome, man. Highly recommend Eddie V's if you want to bring the fam over there.
Mr. Ricardo, we just heard an amazing conference with you guys. How does it feel right now? You guys just walked out. You just talked about like so many things. What's one of the major takeaways you want everybody to get from this session?
Well, first you're making me feel old by calling me Mr. Ricardo.
Señorito.
It's just Ricardo. That's it. Listen, I do think that the biggest thing for me is to see that there is a commitment from Latino agents to break into the luxury market segment. I think that for a while there has been a lot of hesitancy, and I think that, of course, it's not necessarily something that most people are familiar with, and so I can understand why you just feel hesitant about it, but I do think that finally you can see in people's eyes and in people's energies that this is the time just to do it, because like we were discussing earlier, at the end of the day, it's a market segment, and so we just got to be as proficient on that market segment as we are in any other market segment, and to me, I think that's the most exciting thing about the whole conversation.
Wonderful. Now we're at Latitude. You are an immigrant Latino that broke into the luxury real estate market, which again, so many people don't feel that it's for them. What do you think gave you the confidence to break into something like that?
Listen, I always say that in real estate, somebody is getting paid. And so better make sure that it's me or that it's you. And so listen, it's a great business. It's filled with opportunities. And I stopped seeing myself as an obstacle to my growth on that market segment. And I figured out, of course, there are some people that are going to work with me, some people that are not going to work with me, and that's totally fine. But I will engage in the business that I can build for myself, that is organic, that is real, that is authentic, and then just get it done. Sometimes we just have to get it. It's like going to the gym, right? Like, who wants to go to the gym? But you can have to for your own sanity, and it's the same thing here, right? I figured out that I just needed to get it done.
A huevo.
That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
So much sense. One thing that I picked up on was how hard you work to keep
Yes.
that client connection. I thought that was phenomenal. Can you expand a little bit on that?
Yeah, it takes, but I think I actually do think it's the reality of real estate, right? Real estate is a relationship business, and so unless you really are committed to those relationships, then you have no business. Nothing is coming to you. I do think that in the luxury market segment, you're looking at a set of clients or prospective clients that, as I mentioned earlier, are very experienced, and so you want to bring something to them that it's unique. You want to bring a relationship that is an honest relationship, that actually you are there because you care about them, you care about their lifestyle, you care about the things that are important to them, you care about whatever it is that they care about, because that creates that longevity in the business, because they have choices. They have choices. Everybody wants to do luxury real estate, so the choices are infinite. And so you just got to make sure that those relationships are clean, they're clear, they're authentic, they're real. More than authentic, I think authentic is maybe an overused word, but that they are real, because then that's what gives you that upper hand, I think.
That was amazing.
No, it's good.
That was amazing.
Now, please tell the people, where can they find you?
Oh, well, you can find me on my website, ricardoboston.com. I also expanded to Providence, to Rhode Island, a few months ago. So you can also go to ricardorhodeisland.com. Although the best place to find what we are doing is our Instagram. And so the Instagram is RRA Boston. RRA Boston.
RRA Boston, you got it here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
No,
again.
thank you.
All right, we're here with Erika Borunda. We just heard that you sold a home in San Clemente. Tell us about that.
I did. I was actually the 5th broker on that house. It was a very special property in San Clemente. They had 5 brokers on it, and it was listed for about 3 years. They were unable to sell it, so they reached out to the expert. And so I took the listing. I knew it was going to be a struggle because there was a lot of deferred maintenance on the property, and it was going to require me traveling an hour each way for showings. Fast forward, we got a hot buyer, and I mentioned earlier in an interview that we sell a product, but we also sell an emotion and a lifestyle. And at that moment, when that client walked in, I knew exactly what they were looking for, and I was able to read it, and we sold it. We sold it. They say you always, what is that saying? You want to be the firstborn, second wife, and third listing agent.
Hey.
So that's exactly what it was.
And that's what I've been noticing with Latina agents that are just killing in the game, is that you're not afraid to show that you're I want to say spicy side, right? But you're like, hey, I got this too. I'm the expert. What gave you that boldness to just jump into the luxury market?
I think it naturally and organically happened. I think, being a single mom, I was hungry. I needed to put food on the table and a roof over the head. And I think that's what drove me. And I think it's important to always have a purpose in everything that you're doing. I don't care if you're selling real estate, insurance, mortgage loans. Know your purpose and understand why you're doing what you're doing. And once I understood my purpose, I really didn't care what anyone thought of me but her and myself. And you just build the confidence over time. And I knew the market better than some of the agents that had been doing it 20 years because the MLS became my Bible every morning. I would open it up, understand the market, what was selling, what was pending, what was coming soon, attending caravans. And when I walked into an appointment, I felt confident because I knew my numbers. And I knew I wanted to break records, and I wanted to be a strong Latina role model for all the younger agents coming into it.
Which brings me to my next question. For young Latinos and Latinas who just think none of this is for them, and maybe they still talk like they're from the hood, and they have that swagger to them, and they might even say Erika's changed. What would you say to somebody like that?
Oh, I get that all the time. She's changed. I mean, it's not change; it's growth. And I always say, if you're the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room. And I mean that because if you're not growing and if you're not self-developing yourself personally and in your business, then where are you? And some people that are intimidated by that, it's not anything that you're doing; it's something that they're not doing.
I love that. Do you have any other questions for her?
Yeah, I mean, you seem like you have no limiting beliefs at all. What was it like conquering any type of limiting beliefs you had getting into luxury?
Conquering the limiting belief I had was when I first started, and when you first start is you're fearful of the unknown. Everyone's fearful of the unknown, and I had to overcome that because I didn't know what to say or what to bring or even how to even afford a luxury listing to have that overhead every single month. But once I was able to understand and be confident in what I was saying and my special ability that I had and I knew no one else had in that market, and when I started getting listing agreements signed and properties sold, because you want to get them sold, that's when you're just like, wow, I cracked it. I know it. I can do this again. Yeah, but it's overcoming the unknown.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Okay, cool. I'm so glad that we were able to catch up to you. I know you're super busy. Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram under Broker Borunda. Very easy. Or you could start following my new brokerage. I just opened Exude Luxury Group. We just launched about less than a month ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so again, you guys, this is just proof that there's people out there that have started from where you started or in a much more humble place that are doing things that many have only dreamed of. So we're so happy to have had you on here. Anything that you'd like to tell people before we let you go?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be the best to be successful. You don't. You just have to keep going. Be consistent. Believe in yourself. Fire up that little special thing that you have inside of you. And don't let anyone bring you down or break you down, because the more you start climbing, you're going to notice that people are going to start tearing you down and thinking that you're changing, but you're evolving. And so just be the best version, the most authentic person that you can be, and everything else will follow.
All right, so we got Patrick Dunn right here.
What's up?
Pat, we're just going around talking to people. What's your first impression of NAREP?
You know what? I actually love NAREP. The first time I went to NAREP was last year, and at first I was a little nervous because I'm like, I'm a white guy. I'm not Latino, right? Should I even be here?
Yeah.
But let me tell you, it's the best. I love it because everybody needs to learn how to get home ownership, right? Yeah. And there's so many entrepreneurs here. I mean, I love it. It's a great opportunity for networking, and I mean, as a lender, ton of realtors, so hey, it's the best place.
Yeah,
best place.
all you refinance loan officers, don't be scared now. Realtors don't bite. I mean, they don't bite hard, but
right.
All right, so check it out.
It's about purchase anyways.
Yeah.
It's about relationships. You got to build the right relationships, and hey, that's what it's about.
All right.
Refinance is out.
All right, so for your fellow Caucasians, what do you tell it? So they all, literally, I've heard so many horror stories where they're like, oh yeah, NAREP, orale, wes ese. I'm like, dude, that's nuts that they even had the balls to say that. What do you say for those those guys that just don't know enough and they haven't even cared to freaking come over here and check us out?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, for me, I don't care what color you are, what race you are. It doesn't really matter, because what matters is the person, right? Now, the people that you're talking about, they probably shouldn't be here anyways.
Ooh. Yeah, buddy.
Right.
Here, you got any questions for a boy?
Yeah, I love that. So with the market shifting,
Yeah.
what advice do you have for first-time home buyers right now trying to afford for a house?
You know, first-time home buyers, it's all about comfortability, and it's forget about what your neighbor's doing, forget about what Susie Smith is doing over here. It's about you and where you and your family are comfortably with your mortgage, with what are you comfortable with. Right now, I would say if you're not ready, then start building credit. Get your credit up. If try to get it in the 700 or above. look at possibly saving more money. But another thing too, there's so many first-time home buyer programs that are out there, and I mean we're here to help anybody and everybody. So if you're ready and you're actually motivated and you want to learn how to purchase and what are the steps to get there, I mean our team, like, we're here for you. This is what we do, so we love it.
Tell us where the people can find you.
So if you're on Instagram, you can find me at Patrick_Dunn32, or you can give me a call or text 619-332-2339, or my website is patrickdunnteam.com. So pretty simple.
I heard you got an OnlyFans too.
I mean, a lot of people do ask me about that, but not yet. I don't need it yet.
Pat, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you, bro. Hey, what's up, guys? Diego Vasquez here with Ryan Domis and Felix Duarte, Vice President of Ticor Title. What's up, brother? How you doing today?
Diego, great to see you. Great to see you guys. Great being here with all of you. Doing well, thank you.
All right, so there's been so much going on today, and I'm just so happy that we got to run into you because he's one of our friends from Orange County. We're down here in San Diego, and he's had one of the longest running broker previews in Orange County. Talk to us a little bit about your broker preview down in Santa Ana.
You know, the Santa Ana Broker Preview, it's a community, industry-driven event, and it's been there for, it's been going on for the better part of a decade, 10 years. So I think this event is about what this industry is about, which is consistency, working hard, and getting up every day and going after it.
Oh, yeah, man. If anybody's going after it, it's you. And us guys, youngins, are starting to learn a little bit about the game, and we're learning it all from you. What's something that you would tell a young agent that's just getting in the game that you're like, hey, young buck, like, this is what we need you to start doing so you can get better and get higher in where you want to be?
I would say two things. This industry, a couple of keys. Number one, I think you've got to have the right mindset, and it's the mindset that anything and everything is possible. So that's number one. Number two, in our industry, I think it's a contact sport. And now more than ever, I think that rings true. So this business and this industry is about making contact. So what would I tell a young Diego? Diego, make sure you're talking to 10, 20, 30, 40 new people every single day. And if you can make that part of your daily habit, amazing things are going to happen for you in this business. What do you think?
Yo, I love the way you put that right there, Felix. I love the way you put that. So right now, people think the market is down, right? But this is a time where people to make their careers. I mean, I'm sure you've experienced people still excelling under this market condition.
The market certainly has changed, and this change was inevitable. And I think in the grand scheme of things, it's a good thing that the market is resetting a little bit. But I'll tell you what hasn't changed. The opportunity in this marketplace, the opportunity in this industry is very, very much alive. You got to go after it, though. You got to work a little longer, and you got to work a little harder.
I love that.
Now, for maybe people who don't even, we're talking about first-time home buyers, we're talking about Latinos, and we're trying to educate them on what's what, because I think that just the fear of the unknown is what's keeping a lot of people back. How would you explain title to someone who's never bought a home before?
I get that. Listen, I've been in this industry. I've been doing title for the better part of 20 years. That's a great question. And what I've found over the years, maybe a very simplistic way to think about title insurance. Everybody's heard of a Carfax report. You don't want to buy a car without a Carfax report. What does the Carfax report tell you? It'll tell you who the owner is. And you know what else? Probably more importantly, it'll tell you if that car's been in an accident. Title insurance, very similar in a very simplistic view. It tells you who the owner of a property is, and it'll also tell you whether or not the title or the ownership interest in that property is in any way jeopardized by liens, debts, or anything else that a new owner might have to deal with. So kind of a Carfax report. Think of it in those terms for a home.
I love it. Felix, for agents that want to use you as a title rep, how can they find you?
Very easily. You can find me everywhere. Probably the best way. Listen, I'm an old school guy. Call me, 714-392-1400. Felix Duarte at Ticor Title. Look forward to hearing from you guys.
All right, everybody, we got a real treat for you. Ryan and Diego here with Not a Boring Real Estate Podcast. We have Erik Lutz from
Universal Property Brokers, and I'm also the president of NAREP Los Angeles. Happy to be here on your podcast, gentlemen.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, we're so happy to have you here, Erik. Tell us what you're seeing in the market right now. Are you seeing a big shift, or are people still keeping it going?
Well, look, what I'm seeing is that you got to stop being lazy. You got to do 3 times the amount of effort to get the same amount of result. And as we ease into a new market, you know, there's going to be a shift. There's going to be actually some agents that are going to fall out of the business, and whoever is left are the ones that decide to continue to work, keep their systems in place, and everything should just be fine, right?
Yes. So, president of NAREP Los Angeles, and we heard that you're also a city council member in Pico, Rivera. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm really honored to have the opportunity to push home ownership as a bridge to wealth for families that are in our community of Pico Rivera and surrounding Southern California communities. Because I know NAREP is about sustainable Hispanic home ownership. And as a councilman, you know, it's good to encourage development in our city and neighboring city so that we build homes for ownership, not apartments, so we can bring in people into our communities and they can go ahead and live that America dream and have their particular property that they start off with one, and then years later get a second one, and they teach that and instill that into their kids. That is sustainable Hispanic home ownership.
Wow, that's amazing. Are there any programs out there that you have been a part of that is pushing that envelope besides NAREP or through NAREP?
Well, look, there's a great opportunity right now for, at the time of this podcast, right, Bank of America has a program. If you're really into wanting to get your own home, 100% down payment. There is no PMI on the monthly payment.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right? And it's good in Los Angeles. I believe it's good in Miami and a couple other locations. But it's just an excellent program. 100% financing. They give you $15K for the closing costs.
Wow.
And there's no PMI, so your payment is $300 to $400 lower than everybody else who's paying primary mortgage insurance.
That's perfect, man.
Right.
See, a lot of people need to know about that. And they've probably heard through social media. Is there any, I want to say, like, because there's obviously a lot of myths that come with programs like that. Is there anything that you think you could debunk about the first-time homebuyer programs, like, oh, I can't qualify because of X, Y, Z?
Well, look, it all has to do with the confidence of the real estate agent representing the buyer. If that real estate agent isn't confident about the loan program and all the details about it, then that agent can't sell the product to the listing agent, right? But if you have a good client that has a strong FICO score, they have the ability to buy the home, and you present that offer accordingly, you're going to get your offer accepted. You got to be a part of organizations like this where every real estate agent in the industry knows who you are. So when an offer comes from you, they know it's a genuine, solid offer. You got to build goodwill as a realtor, as a lender in this industry. So when an offer comes from you, people know who you are.
I love that. You are so inspiring, so well spoken, and you are a purposeful, driven man. It is such an honor to be here with you right now. Tell us, where can the people find you?
Okay, well, you can follow me on my Instagram, Lutz Pico Rivera, and I hope that I can help you in your business with this little information here. There's a lot more. Go to my Instagram, Lutz Pico Rivera.
We are here with Sol Trujillo, and this has been a magnificent event. Mr. Trujillo, there is so much information that we have been blessed with at this event. What are some of the takeaways that you feel that we should really take home and spread that knowledge with other Latino friends and households?
Well, I would say, first of all, that the Latino cohort, as we would say in a more business-like sense, it's the number one and the most important cohort for growth in the United States of America. Not in the future, today, going further in the future. And what that means is that today the U.S. Latino cohort right inside our country is bigger than India, than the UK, than France. So now it's the 5th largest economy in the world, based upon the new Latino Donor Collaborative report. And so, it's very important for every one of us to be able to talk about that and to be front-footed, as they say in sports, about who we are, the importance we have. And it doesn't mean to be braggadocio. It doesn't mean to be anything other than to say, look, if you're looking for opportunity, if you're looking to make money, if you're looking to create wealth, this is where you look. And that's what Latitude is about. It's our family photo.
I love it. And then I noticed that Lin-Manuel Miranda did mention about how to bring your latitude, or there was a term he coined, is it Latinidad? Bring that out and not be afraid to show it. If anything, your latitude is your superpower. Tell me a little bit more about how you would express that yourself.
Well, I talk about people leaving here after they've been here should have latitude. And what I mean by latitude, it's a powerful word. It's about direction, latitude, longitude. But you see the spelling, which is L, capital L, apostrophe, Attitude, which is the emphasis on Latino. So the Latinos are the part of the future direction of this country, and it's going to be the centerpiece of growth. And when people understand it and they do what they want to do in their business and pursue opportunities, it should be con latitud.
I love that. And one of the common things we're seeing here is that you're shattering the limiting beliefs that we have. You're taking us to the next level. I'm sure you've had your own limiting beliefs before. How do you conquer those limiting beliefs in your head?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever had a limiting belief.
That's amazing.
I've had roadblocks. I've had barriers. But my view of life has always been somebody puts an obstacle in front, you figure it out. So when I started in my career, I knew I had to be 10 times better than most, because when I started my career, there were no Trujillos, Martinez's, Garcias, whatever it might be. And I also saw that others got to get by with different standards. But rather than complain, or rather than whine, I said, okay, if I got to be 10 times better, I'll be 10 times better. Because I want people to know what I was capable of. And this is a personal thing. But I would say it's a Latino thing, because as you see now in the data that we're sharing, Latinos have moved from 12th largest economy in the world in the last decade to the 5th largest economy in the world. But we did it through a recession. The 2008 period, 2009 period, we came out as the fastest growing cohort. And now through the pandemic, our Latino cohort, who were the frontline, patriots, serving everybody while everybody was going inside, they were still on the front lines out there, working, serving, making things happen. And there were a lot of deaths, a lot of tragedy with the pandemic, starting with the most affected cohort, which is the Latino cohort.
That's right.
But now that we've come out of it, guess who's shining? Guess who's performing? Guess in the mortgage industry, still 52% of all new home mortgages tied to the Latinos and Latinas. 67% of car sales. And now this GDP shows Latinos and Latinas are the most resilient cohort. And resilience is a key word, because we know how to deal with obstacles. We know how to overcome obstacles, because most of us that grew up with not a lot, we figured out how to be entrepreneurial, how to be creative, and how to go for it, whether you had all the money in your pocket that others did, or whether you had other material things. But the one thing that matters most is here, here, and here.
I love that. That was so inspiring.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for coming on to our show.